Hello all, welcome to my channel Micro Learning. I am Srikanth. Today we'll see the format with 7-bit address. Using this format, the master can address the slave and start transferring data to the slave, or the master can read data from the slave. First, start condition initiated by the master. What is start condition? When the SCL is high, pulling the STA low indicates start condition. After start condition, we have to send the slave address. After sending slave address, so this bit indicates whether if you want to write data to the slave or read data from the slave. If you want to read data from the slave, you have to send 1. If you want to write data to the slave, you have to send 0. And this is the acknowledgement bit sent by the slave to the master. Indicates that I am addressed. Nothing but this line pulling low, pulling the STL line low, indicates an acknowledgement sent to the master. Next, we have to transmit the data acknowledgement, data, and here this indicates there is no acknowledgement sent by the slave to the master. Nothing but the STL line is high. So in I2C, if you not sent any acknowledgement, if the slave does not send any acknowledgement, even though the master will start transferring the data, it is not mandatory to send acknowledgement to the master. And this is the stop condition. What is stop condition? When the SCL is high, pulling the STL low to high indicates stop condition. Done. So this is the format. What is the format? Start condition, address, whether you want to write or read data, acknowledgement, data, acknowledgement, data, acknowledgement, data, acknowledgement, stop condition. Okay. Now we'll see a general procedure for master to access the slave device. So how the master will access the slave device? Suppose the master wants to send data to this slave. The master wants to write some data to this slave. How this will happen? So in this case, the master will act as a transmitter because it is transmitting some data to the slave. The slave will act as a receiver because it is receiving some data from the master. So we'll call it as a master transmitter for the master. For slave, we'll call it as a slave receiver. First, it has to, the master will send this start condition, then address of the slave. Done. Next, sending the data to the slave. The master transmitter terminates the transfer with stop condition. Done. Simple. Start condition, address, then data, then stop condition. Simple. So next is if a master wants to read or receive data from the slave. So now master want to read some data from the slave. So here the master will become the receiver, the slave will become the transmitter because the master want to read some data from the slave. So here slave has to transmit some data, the master will receive. So the master will become the receiver, the slave will become the transmitter. First, the start condition. The start condition will be sent by master and then address of the slave. So once the address of the slave is sent, we need to send the register address. Master receiver sends a requested register to read to slave transmitter. So once a slave is addressed, then it has to send the register address from where it want to read the data. So in the slave also there will be lots of registers, lots of information will be there, but the master want to read data from particular register, so it has to send the register address. So the master receiver receives the data from the slave transmitter. So once the register address is sent, the slave transmitter will start transmitting the data to the master. The same thing will be received here. So the master receiver receives the data from the slave transmitter. So the master receiver terminates the transfer by sending the stop condition. It is very simple here. Start condition, address of the slave. Next we have to send the address of the register of the slave transmitter. Next the slave transmitter will transmit the data which will be received by the master. So it is done. Then we have to send the stop condition.